Hello and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. We are going to go ahead and continue our trip that we started in the last episode. And we are still driving our new Kenworth, but I was in between episodes, I was messing around, and we do not have any more upgrades for it at this point in time. That's all right because we don't really have everything that we need anyway um, unlocked. So, and this truck's pretty good anyway. If you've seen the last episode, this truck can do some stuff that the old Pete just couldn't quite manage. So we're gonna go ahead and go into our freight market here, and we're gonna take this backhoe loader from Salina to Grand Canyon, Arizona. And that's a pretty decent drive. It's almost 1,000 miles, and it's a pretty good chunk of change here. It's a regular delivery, but it's high value cargo. Yeah, I can understand those loaders aren't cheap. So we're gonna go ahead and set our GPS destination, and we're gonna go ahead and get rolling. Oops, helps if I turn the truck on. There we go. Are my lights still on? Yeah, they are. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and head on over. Oh, something's not right. I can't hear anything. Now, is it just the... Yeah, it's just the position of my headphones. Okay. Yeah, it was just the position of my headphones. I couldn't hear anything. Okay, so we are going to head over. This is a Western Star dealer. We don't have very many Western Star that are really worth having. I don't particularly care for Western Star. I don't think their trucks are all that great. I could be wrong though, you know. I'm not above I'm not above being proven wrong. I just don't particularly care for their trucks. The only thing, there's a couple of things that I found that I don't particularly care for with this truck. I cited one in the last episode. The other is how fast it shifts, but you know it is what it is. Um, yeah, and the loose steering, but you know it is what it is, and it's just a matter of getting used to this truck. Helps if I don't try and rev the engine while I'm sitting at a light. But yeah, I mean it's a nice truck, and I do like it, so we're gonna stick with it for a while. And here we go again. Back to stop and go traffic. And with any luck, we can get out of Salina and head on down to Arizona before we run out of gas or run out of fuel. Either or. Truck's filled with fuel. I got enough caffeine in me right now to constitute a tank of gas, but it ain't gonna last much longer. Get in gear, dang it. Alrighty, so we are on our way to our destination. And we can only downshift so many times before we run out of room. One of these days I might go in and change that, where that GPS is. But for now it'll be alright. It's just hidden behind the dang AI mirror, which I really wish that I didn't need, but I don't have a head tracker, and I don't have large enough screen to warrant needing a head tracker. But it's neither here nor there. I'm sure eventually I'll get enough to be able to do it, to afford the upgrades to the setup. But for now, I'm not really too worried about it. Yeah, we just kind of bumped the ridge there. So we'll go into our freight market. So 33,000 pounds. We're still well underweight, so that'll be fine. All right. So we got to go in here and whip it around. Back up underneath the trailer, and we that was the one, that was the other thing that I didn't like, was the backup beeper. I think that's what I cited in the previous episode. I do not like backup beepers on some trucks. I think they're monotonously noisy, but that's kind of the dang point, and I understand them. I don't like them. Okay, so we're going to go into our navigation map here, and we're going to set our waypoints. Okay, I can agree with the route. Almost exclusively, I can agree with. Yeah, I can fully agree with that route. That's actually the same route that I took to get down to Phoenix when I was driving for night. And I told that story in, I believe, the first episode of ATS. So, yes, I am very well acquainted with that route, and I have zero problem taking that route at all. Now, before we get really rolling, I want to find a truck stop that's got a scale. So we'll go right here. And I mean, it doesn't really matter. We're not going to be hitting a. So we'll take that route there, and it's still wanting to do that, but we will route it through here. Yeah, we'll route through here. That should keep us on our route. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so we will do that, and we've got a full clock, more or less. So where do we want to shut down? I'm thinking possibly Tucumcari, maybe further down. We'll see when we get there. We got plenty of options, and we're on a familiar route, so we're not going to bother marking it right away. We'll just go as far as we can. Shooting for Albuquerque at the late stop, but we are well within reason of pretty much 5 or 6 different truck stops or rest areas, so I'm not worried in any way, shape, or form. Now, I don't know if anybody noticed in the intro to this video or the last video, but I've got a little driver's plate over here, and you know, it's going to sound kind of corny. It's going to sound kind of stupid, but that is I've got my driver handle posted on that, or put on it in license plate fashion. And oh shoot. Oh well. We took out a stop sign. I've seen drivers do worse. I've seen drivers do much worse. At least it doesn't matter in this game. Thank God. But yeah, that is my driver handle, and if you're ever out on the road, see me driving around, you know what vehicle I'm in, and I'm not gonna advertise in this game or on this channel. But if you know me and you know my vehicle, and you have a CB, you know, hit the horn. Hit the horn, hold the mic as you're passing by, and I'll turn my CB on. We'll talk. But who's honking at me? Because I can't go until the traffic's clear. But my handle is Big Bad Wolf, and I kind of live up to that. Kinda. Not a whole lot. If anybody ever pisses me off, they'll find out why. Okay, so we are going to avoid jackass number 1, who's taking the wrong frickin' drive. And we're going to go over here and scale our load. Okay. So we're good. We'll wait for him to go by, and then we will turn around and head out. Now, technically, if this game wanted to be really persnickety about things, and I don't know why it's routing me that way. If this game wanted to be really persnickety about things, yeah, that's not going to happen. That's why you don't trust the GPS. They would actually make you get out and go into the truck stop to pay for your scale ticket, the way it is in real life. We got a few raindrops on the windshield here. Okay, now what's it trying to do? It recalculated as I was moving around. Okay, that's where we want to. That's the direction we want to go. So I actually need to be back in behind this guy. So we'll make that happen. That's not a problem. Why we've got water on our windshield when a little far. Why we've got water on our windshield on a sunny day, I'll never know, but it's Kansas. That is Kansas. Yeah, we've got until Wednesday. It's Monday now. We'll make it. It's a 2-day trip out there at a little over 600 miles a trip or per round. And that's what a well, I come out a little bit further than I needed to, but ultimately that's a squared turn. So we want to get up here with enough speed as we can. Not have to worry too much about our... Oops, we don't want to go that way. Our four-ways on. I don't want to worry about turning them on, is what I meant to say. It's not what I said. I was concentrating a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I was just in between episodes. I was messing around with the truck configurator and was just kind of messing around, not really doing anything important. But there wasn't a whole lot to do. I said in my last episode, um, that when I go to hiring drivers, I'll be putting them in three Peterbilt three. I think I said 385 or something like that. The long nose. Well, I think it's a 389 is what they are. I think I said 359s, but what this game has is 389s. So that's all well and good. And here we are on our way back south. We're going to be passing through Wichita to get onto 54-400, and that's a pretty regular drive. I'm not quite sure what my next truck's going to be after this. I'm pretty satisfied with this one and how it turned out, and I'm pretty sure that the next one's going to be just as capable. I was messing around with a 389, and they have got some oomph to them. I'll tell you what. But yeah, I think we'll sit with this one for a while. I kind of like this truck. It seems like a fairly comfortable ride. It does what I need it to. It's not really struggling with heavy loads, so that's a good thing. Okay. Yeah, 1 mile an hour, big whoop. It's blinking at me, telling me I'm going too fast. I'm gonna have to cancel out my cruise control here in a minute anyway. So we go back onto the canal route, it drops back down to 60. Just like that. And we'll get down there. We're going to be speeding for a little bit according to this thing. And we'll just set our cruise control at 60 and call it good. At least until we get outside of Wichita. Now everything that I need to unlock for the old Pete is set at level 20, which this delivery will push us over that threshold, so we should be able to get it upgraded if we can. There's a few more upgrades on this one that unlock at level 20, so we'll take a look at that. Probably not I'll probably I'll probably do that offline or off camera. But yeah, for the most part, I'm fairly pleased with this truck, and I don't see it being an issue driving it for a while. But as we get to the point where we're making more money, I will buy another truck and we will hire another driver and go from there. Now, when I was driving for US Express, I was running groceries for Kroger, and I've said this in a previous episode, but with the compression on this map, we actually miss the the distribution center where I was delivering groceries to or from, and it's actually right up here at this light, which I believe is red, and it is. Yep, it's actually right over there in that area. This is all still it's all very compressed, but the the map is extremely compressed. But right now we're sitting in a what would be the town or the city of Goddard, Kansas, and I used to deliver groceries from this intersection right here uh, to Kroger stores in Kansas, Missouri, and Nebraska. Less so in the latter two, but most definitely in Kansas. And it that was probably the most fun I'd ever had driving a truck until the incident where I fell asleep at the wheel. Up until that point, I was having a blast. I was in the best shape of my life, and in gear, dang it. And there wasn't a whole lot that I thought would go wrong with that. I enjoyed the vast majority of what I was doing, and I really do wish that I could go back to doing that, but I don't think they would allow an owner op to do that, and I don't think you'd make enough money as an owner op doing that to keep your truck and all that. But whatever, it is what it is. I'm living my dream vicariously through this game now. I say living my dream. It was a dream. I've scratched it off of my bucket list, so it will probably never again happen. Just up this hill where everything narrows down to 2 lanes, or should narrow down to 2 lanes, is a town called Augusta. And compression being what it is, that was a blink and you'll miss it moment. Augusta's not modeled in this game. So it was wanting to route us a different way, so that's the only reason that waypoint is there. So we're just going to go ahead and go right on through. We've scaled our load. We're pretty well good to roll for a while. And with any luck, we'll be passing over into Oklahoma and then into New Mexico before we run out of drive time. But we'll see when that time comes as to what actually happens. Now, I was fairly young, so I shouldn't be able to remember this, but I do. We actually took this route down to White Sands when I was a little kid, and my brother got bitten by some kind of insect, and it really, I think he was bitten by an insect, a bug of some kind, but it really messed him up bad when on our trip, and we actually had to turn around and come back to Wichita to get him to a hospital. Oh, come on, people. That's got to be that scripted that scripted farm truck that's doing this. And I can't go around any of them. I can't go around any of them because I can't get moving fast enough. Yep, it is. It is that scripted farm truck. Damn it. Old Farmer McFucknugget going to town. I can't get moving fast enough to get around any of them before the oncoming traffic gets to me. It would be nice if we could get rolling. 15 mile an hour is just a little bit frickin' ridiculous when the speed limit's 65. Oh, it's 55 now, but that doesn't make it any better. Oh, get in gear. Oh, we have to slow down again. Welcome to Greensburg. And after the tornado, they really started living up to their name. That's the only town in Kansas that is almost entirely off the grid in terms of electrical production. They are almost exclusively now wind and solar farms. That tornado really messed up that entire place. And all you got to do to really know what I'm talking about is just Google Greensburg tornado, and you'll get a very clear idea of everything that happened that night, because it was very well documented. And I was actually supposed to go out storm chasing that night, but didn't. And I'm glad I didn't, because there would have been it would have been a disaster. At least that one didn't try to turn in front of me. Had we been in the right lane, we would have plowed right into it. Or damn near done it. And of course we've got another dumb body here that's not doing the speed limit. Back on the road, no nuts. Daydreaming or something. Looking at that train. Thinking to myself, man, that train was nowhere near long enough. Now I've got a mod for I've got a mod for the trains in this game, but I can't run it because it crashes the game. And I have a feeling that's to do with my computer, but you know, it is what it is. It's not really that big of a deal. I wish people would actually do the speed limit. I mean, we are now, but won't be here in a little bit. Something that I've wanted to do for an insanely long time, and Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Arkansas even, is are one of the are some of the best places to try and do it, and that is to live in a town that is a town of less than 1,000 people, and you'll find them dotted all over the rural Midwest where we are currently driving. And that's something that I've wanted to do for a while. I told my mother as I was growing up, and it has almost come to pass a time or two. I told her, I said, if we ever get a Walmart, yeah, where I live, if we ever get a Walmart where I live, and I live just south of Wichita proper, I said, if we ever get a Walmart where I live, I'm moving out. It's too damn big. And right now, the town that I live in, when I was born, the town that I lived in had 5,000 people in it. It now has almost 50. And for me, that's just too many people. Give me a town with 500 to 1,000 people, and I will be the happiest person on earth. Because there's no way anybody could screw anything up where the whole world don't know about it. Engine brake prohibited. Let me sing you the song of my people. Now we're gonna go on to we're gonna go on down. We could stop here if we wanted, but we don't. We're gonna keep going. And we're going to more or less hope that we've got enough drive time left to make it to our next truck stop, which we should have. And we're sitting at a light here. We can go ahead and check. We'll still be sitting at that light when we get out of this map. But now we got one. We got Guyman we could pull into. We'll do that. Guyman, Oklahoma. If ever you want a storm chase in the middle of summer, and they've got one, that's a good place to go. If you ever want a storm chase, start in Guyman, work your way up northeast, and you'll run right smack through Dodge City, Greensburg, Wichita, Augusta, just a whole lot of major cities that have been very recently hit by tornadoes. And I've heard people talk, you must be crazy to live in a place where the wind can kill you. And I said, no, being crazy is living in a place where the ground will swallow you up whole, or living under or below sea level to a point where you have to actually build walls to get in gear. God damn it! Thank you. To keep the sea out, keep the ocean out of your city. That's crazy. Crazy is also living on a volcano. Crazy is also, well, yeah, crazy is living where the wind will kill you. I mean, you'd be crazy to live anywhere, but that's the price you have to pay living on a country that has all the weather known to man in one general location. The United States has all of the world's weather. I mean, you literally cannot go anywhere in the United States without finding snow, rain. I mean, you got the whole gambit, basically, of weather that you'll see anywhere. Sandstorms, blizzards, tornadoes, earthquakes, volcanoes, any earthly event, you will probably have it in the United States at some point. So we're coming up here to our stop, and we're going to pull in, and hopefully, if I can find it, and we're going to pull in and stop for the night, and call it good. And it looks like that's going to be our spot. Here we go again with that 6 position not wanting to work. Alright, so we're just going to come over here. We should be good. Close. Almost nailed him. But we're alright. Oh, look at that. We get to start out in the rain at 2 o'clock in the morning. You think that bothers me at all? No. I love the rain. Alright, let's go ahead and get rolling here. Two o'clock in the morning, there damn well will not be any traffic. There better not be any traffic. Technically, I shouldn't be using my Jake break in town, but I really don't care. It's a game. If it was in real life, I probably wouldn't. But you know, it is what it is, and people can just deal with it. At least the artificial denizens of this game. day now, light. We got one. Jesus. Should be to go here in a second. There we go. Missed that one up. Well, it feels nice when I get those shifts right. And we'll just come right up on his bumper. We could actually get a lot closer than this, believe it or not. Because these old cab overs, I mean, you're literally sitting right on top of the steer tires, so there's not a whole lot of distance between you and the guy in front of you. There's even less distance between you and the wall that you hit. Well, I like that little inclusion of the no trucks over there signs, or no trucks this way signs. That's not what they mean, but or that's not what that one means, but that there's definitely a no truck sign over there. You don't see that very often. I mean, you do if you're looking for them. Get in here, damn it. But I don't always look for them. I know where I'm supposed to be. Oh, are we going to get in front of him before the lane narrows down or after? After. Damn it. Might not. Get in there. God damn it, thank you. This guy in this little red car is getting pretty mad that we're not letting him in. Looks like the rain stopped. We've gone from Oklahoma to Texas in very short order. I better leave it an 8. There we go. Now we can start to speed up a little bit. Nice full moon. I don't know if the game goes through cycles of the moon or not, but it'd be pretty cool if it did. Get in there. Thank you. Jesus. That's 6th position on my shifter just does not like to work. I don't get it. I'll have it in the slot and it just won't register that it's there. I don't know what the deal is with that. And we are rolling. We're doing pretty decent clip. We should make a lot of miles here before we have to shut down again. That's something I probably should have done before we headed out, was find my next stop, but I imagine we'll figure something out. That's usually how I roll in terms of damn, dude, in terms of route planning, is I'll get the basic gist of it, and then I will I'll just roll with it as best I can the rest of the way. Get in there. I'm not even going to bother getting up to speed. We got a train coming up here. Well, we almost made it down to 1. We can actually get close enough to this guy that we can completely lose him underneath our steering wheel. Or damn near lose him. Get in there. I see. Before it started doing that, I was in the slot. So, for like 3 seconds. It just doesn't like to register that I'm in that slot, so shit, I got to turn. I didn't even see that. So freaking relaxed that I didn't even pay attention. Well, that happens. I should know better, but, you know, it is what it is. Right lane ends, alright. Get back up to 70 anyway, instead of 75. That sucks, but oh well. Get fuck into gear, damn it. Set our cruise control back up. And continue on. So this is going to be a one delivery episode, uh, given the distance, which isn't. It's not too bad. Our last episode we were able to do 2 deliveries, and really wish this game would make up its mind what fucking speed I can do. That's ridiculous. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Freaking creep along at 35 mile an hour. That's the only thing I don't like about taking the U.S. highways is that you are forever in a day. Speed up, slow down, speed up, slow down, and there's no middle ground. But it is what it is. How long until we get to a 50 or 60 or something? Can we do better than 45 through here? Oh, finally. 65. Yeah, maybe we'll make some miles. I don't think we're close enough to Roswell to worry about any UFOs, but we are in New Mexico. Got a whole line of cars behind us. There's nothing I can do. I'm doing the speed limit. If you want to go around me, go for it. There's a cop waiting for you. What do you bet we gotta slow down again? Shouldn't have to. Let's see how this... I seem to remember there was a couple of turns in this area that the Peterbilt really didn't want to stay on the road for, so let's see how this one does. Reduce speed ahead. Now let's just nip that one in the bud. I know speed limit says 45, but it's probably going to drop before we get around this corner. Too much further around this corner. I'd be surprised if it stays 45 the whole way. Yeah, 40. Yay! We still haven't even made it to 40. People wait until the last damn second. Fucking idiot. Shit. That guy was so busy fucking around. Not only did I miss my damn turn, I damn near wrecked. My fault. I should have been paying more attention. Like I say, you'll see that a lot. You'll see that a lot in this series. I never did that kind of thing in real life that I couldn't have that I couldn't recover from. But you know, it's just the idea that that kind of thing can happen in this game is absolutely ridiculous. And people really do need to take into consideration that they are not the only people on the road. They may not have the right of way. And I know there are people who will tell me that I need to blow it out my ass. And that's all fine and dandy until they're wrong. I've told a cop one time, I says, man, I know the laws better than you do. Because I gotta live them every fucking day. And he says, well, how's that? And I showed him 3 400-page books of laws that I have to follow because I have a CDL. And he said, Jesus Christ. Regular road drivers don't have that many laws. I said, no, they don't. I said, and I've never cracked one of these open. But I do everything I can to not break any one of them. Get in gear, damn it. He says, why haven't you ever opened them? I said, because I can't read that. I can't read such dry text. Like there is, if it's not learning or in the concept of, or in the context of you know, like history or something like that, or mechanics or something like that, you know, if it's just a book of laws and regulations, I can't read that. I can't, it's just not in any way, shape, or form it's not something that I could pick up and read. Guy's got his fucking brakes on. We are on the highway. And we're going to have to pull in for fuel someplace. But that's alright. We'll pull in for fuel as soon as we need to. I'll tell you what, this truck sure does haul with the amount of horsepower it's got under it. And this isn't bad for a 10-speed. This is one of the... Yep, it ain't gonna do it. Ooh. Ah! Saved it. Okay, that was stupid. We shouldn't have done that. But I had to know. Okay, now we do. It will not do that. But we saved it. And now I know 2 things about this game that I did not know before, and about my own ability outside of this game. First I know inside the game is, yes, vehicles will tip. They will tip over. They will fall over. Second is that physics is perfect in that regard. If you're going too fast, you will flip your truck. Okay. And the other thing that I learned in doing that is that I do know how to recover a tip. I didn't think I did. So now, thankfully, despite the fact that I have that knowledge and will never need to implement it, I hope, I know what I'm doing in regards to correcting a mistake like that. So I'm pleased with that. It shouldn't have happened. I should know better than to try that, but it's always good to test this game out a little bit. That would have been really funny to see from the outside, but with you guys riding shotgun with me inside the cab, you might have a better idea of how nerve-wracking it actually is being inside one of these things when something like that happens. But that said, all's well that ends well, and we will not be doing that again. I will do everything I can to avoid that happening again, to be honest with you. Alright, well, dang it, get back over in your own lane. We'll just ride here. We're not going to reset the cruise control because we're actually on a grade that we need to be able to maintain our speed. But we are capable of doing the speed limits, so that's not really an issue that I'm going to be too concerned about going uphill. It's the downhill grade that concerns me. Yes, I did move over into this lane for a reason. If I'm not mistaken, that lane's going to end here pretty soon. I suppose we could reset our cruise control so that we can just relax a little bit. See where we end up. Hopefully not on our sides, but knowing the way I'm driving today, that could be a thing. I doubt it, but you know, like I said, I had to see what this truck could do, and I'm glad I found out without wrecking it. See something like that happen in real life, chances are you're not going to recover from it. Or the driver won't anyway. I may be what more seasoned professionals call a steering wheel holder, but I do know a thing or two that most of these rookies today don't know. Now either this lane is going to disappear, this right lane is going to disappear, or I'm going to need to move over because I'm pretty sure I don't follow 40 all the way through. I think this is 40. I'm pretty sure I don't follow this all the way through to where I'm going. Maybe I do. I don't know. Report drunk drivers. Well, I'm not drunk, but and I've got an RC, but that's about it. Right lane ends. I knew it. Ha ha ha. That's always what happens. Almost always. Sometimes the left lane ends and you really don't know what to do with yourself after that. Oh, tell me we gotta slow down again. My God. Oh, I remember when I was going down to Phoenix to pick up my truck when I was driving for night transportation. I drove through Flagstaff, and it seemed like the whole damn world was on fire at that point because they were in the midst of a forest fire just east of Flagstaff, and it just kept on going for over 100 miles, and that was certainly a thing. All right, that old Ford pulled in front of us. Let's see if he can do the speed limit, or if I got to go around him. I get to go around him. But I can't because we've got a U-Haul right next to us. En Hool, huh? Oh, don't tell me. Oh, that's a truck. Guy comes screaming around me like he's on a mission, and then he can't do the damn speed limit. I'm just passing everybody. Got a whole line of friggin' cars going up here. Cars and trucks. Every manner of wheeled device there is. Hopefully I can get past this line soon and get back over. Looks like it's coming to an end. Just gonna let it ride. Pissing off a couple people behind me, but you know what? I really don't give a damn because I'm moving faster than the rest of the traffic. I've actually been into that truck stop that's depicted in that building that we just passed. It is actually a casino. It's a pretty nice place, but I don't gamble, so that was kind of a just a quick stop that we had to make. I ain't gonna take that at speed again. No chance. Like I said, I learned from the first time. Gallup, New Mexico. Or Arizona. I think it's New Mexico. Pretty sure it is. Now we were here on our first run out to for the series. We were here. We actually had to make a whole bunch of damn detours, and I finally turned down the frequency at which the road hazards appeared, and now it seems a lot more normal, which seems pretty strange for just turning it down 10% from 15 to 5. Well, there's a wait station over there. Let's see if we get one over here too. And if we do, are we going to get to pass through it? Or do we have to pull in? We probably have to pull in. Now we are on 40. How about that? Rest area and tourist info. I don't need to do that. Wait station. Commercial vehicles keep right. Yep. I know that. I know those signs. All traffic right lane. All commercial traffic. Welcome to Arizona. Yay, we can bypass it. Thank God. Get ourselves back up to 75 and carry on. If we can get our cruise control to work. I'm probably going to end up going around everybody and their brother again. Hope not. I'd rather not miss my exit this time. Already missed it twice. Alright, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Everybody and their brother has to slam on their damn brakes when they're in the fast lane. Makes no sense to me why the AI is doing that. And they do it religiously. We are in Holbrook, so I think we need to start looking for a place to shut down. Shouldn't be too difficult to find. If we could ever do the friggin' speed limit. 60 and a 75 because nobody's got the balls to go around a fucking ambulance. Figures. Or the truck in front of the ambulance, for that matter. And And as soon as I try to go around, somebody's going to hit their goddamn brakes. Screw it. And a 75. That is stupid dangerous. Like, okay, I get it. If your vehicle is governed at that speed, there's not a whole lot you could do. But people need to learn that if that's the case, they need to go around that person. Not everybody is just out to see the sights when they're behind the wheel of a rig. And here we go with this line of cars again. Naturally. Up ahead, trying to see if there's a place to pull in, and I'm not seeing anything. But that's all right. Well, I'm sure we'll find something. Hell, we're gonna end up reaching our destination anyway. It's only 50 miles. We can actually make it around everybody before we reach that point. Welcome to Flagstaff. I know there's a car next to me, but I can't see him yet. There he is. Shit. That's our fucking turn. Naturally. Damn it. We're just all sorts of mistakes today, aren't we? Flagstaff. And 30 miles to go. Just all sorts of mistakes today, and it is what it is. That's just part of the game. Great tires. Okay. If you say so, dude. Looks like a bank. We're not gonna pass by it close enough to discover it. Oh well. Now, why it had me take this turn instead of just going down to the next intersection, I will never know. What do you bet we get hit? I'd be amazed if we didn't. Well, color me amazed. We didn't. Well, there's a hotel, or a motel, I should say, and a fuel station. Maybe if we're lucky, we can get fuel and knock out here before we take our next load. Okay. Now, I doubt we'll be able to do 55 through here, but we can try. Okay. Nearly. Damn it! Jesus! It's always nice when your Jake brake doesn't want to come on because you got your toe on the gas or on the throttle. At least we made it around there without much of an issue. I always hated driving roads like this up in the Smoky Mountains and the Appalachians. I hated driving roads like this. The up and down didn't bother me so much. That was fun. It was the constant curves, twists, and turns. Just all kinds of frickin' irritating. Because you couldn't get a good rhythm to any of it. Another fuel station there. Hotel, but I don't think we could sleep there. And here we are at our destination. So let's see if we can't get it backed in someplace halfway decently. Manage to recover what's left of our bad reputation. Alright, where do we need it? Over there. Yeah, that's easy enough. Say that now. I say that now. Good God. Gotta do what you gotta do to get set up in this shit show. That's ridiculous. All right. So we actually need to just do a multi-point turn here to get turned around. Because I don't know about you, but I'm not about to try and do a massively difficult backing maneuver if I can avoid it. All right, let's see where we're at. Oh, perfect. Okay. Almost a straight shot in. Almost. Yeah. Close enough. I think we've got it. Let's just go ahead and correct ourselves here. And we're perfect. Good enough for me. All right. So, with that, I want to thank you guys for joining me here today. And if you enjoyed seeing me fail catastrophically this time, feel free to throw a like onto the video and comment. Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know what you guys liked, didn't like. And if you're professional drivers out there who's got some horror stories of your own, go ahead and share them in the comments as well. I'd love to hear them. If you guys want to support the channel, you can go ahead and subscribe here on YouTube, or you could head on over to Patreon, where for just starting at just $3 a month, you can get all of the uncut footage from all of the videos that I post here on YouTube before I post them on YouTube. So with that, I want to go ahead and thank you again for joining me here today, and I will see you on the next one.